dia online dia.
Pak Diatama dan Bu Aisyah itu online. Video ya.
Oke, kita tidak mau online. Oke,
Saya.
oke, good. Okay, very good morning. Good golden morning, everyone. And I'm Paul Suwari, back again on another edition of Business Forum from Dubai. Expo 2020 Dubai. And I'm Paul Suwari once again, welcoming you. And thanks Almighty God for His blessing for us here to be here together and in very good condition and very good moment actually. We share some information, and then this lovely morning we are going to talk about Indonesia Internet of Things ecosystem, potential market, and a smart Internet of Things solution. Thanks God also we have a great speaker, four great speakers to be here together, and I'd like to welcome Bapak Andre Yadi from ASIOTI. Okay, thank you very much for joining us here. And also, I'd like also to welcome Ade Yatama El Nusa. Yes, you are online now. I think that's from
Yes,
Jakarta,
hello.
right? Okay, and also Ibu Aisyah Widyasari Nicola and Fita Indah Maulani Al-Shoti. And they will talk about more about the topics that we are going to share about. And then I hope that you have a full concentration on the speakers because they are very, very professional speakers. And let's start from the first speaker, Bapak Andre Yadi from ASIOTI. Let's have a big applause for Pa Andre Yadi.
Yes, check. All right. Okay, so thank you everyone for having me for the second day of uh, us being here from Indonesia IoT Association and Ecosystems. Um, it's always a great honor to be here. It's a privilege to represent IoT ecosystem back in the country. So hopefully we can share with you what kind of uh, IoT solutions that's currently being implemented and in the real world in Indonesia and all over the world. But the most important things is all made in Indonesia by Indonesian company, right? So for the second day today, I will focus on some of other vertical industries, if you will. Yesterday I talked about smart farming and smart energy and utility, but today I will focus more on to the asset monitoring and also some more of smart energy. So for that, let me share my screen. A moment, please. Okay, screen is okay. Screen's great. All right. Okay. So so IoT real world use cases made in Indonesia part 2, right? Um, just reintroduce myself. If you already joined yesterday, I believe you already know me, but for today, I reintroduce myself. My name is Andriadi. I'm co-founder and CEO of a company called Dietrex, which is one of IoT company from Indonesia. But today I will talk to represent Indonesia IoT Association. So I'm the vice chairman there, and there are some my credential there, Microsoft MPP and so on. So so again, so we here, me myself and Mbak Pita will talk as Indonesia IoT Association representation. So if you are, if you are enthusiast, if you are, playing deeply in IoT space, you make business there, I encourage you to join Indonesia IoT Association. So you can go to our links there, social media and so on. So it's my obligation as a CEO of Dietrex to introduce my own company. So my company Dietrex, we are one of the pioneers in IoT space in the country. But currently we also focus on the artificial intelligence, especially for on-device artificial intelligence, so AI on the device. And also we currently deploy our own connectivity, but it's more into the last mile connectivity. It's not a backbone. And also we build our own platform and application. So for that we develop our own products. We design our own board, and we offer custom design for electronics board and hardware to other company, and so on. And this is just some of our products. So and today I will talk about the function monitoring, which is one of the solution that's being implemented already today in the country. Right. So let's get started. So I just want to go back that in general, IoT solutions or IoT products, the offering is something like this, right? So there are device. So there are company that offering, custom design in the device or sell the device, IoT device I meant, which usually and of course there's an electronics, there's a firmware, there's sometimes on-device AI. So these are this company sometimes we refer makers, right? And the second part is connectivity. So mostly last mile connectivity because of usually backbone connectivity already there. Usually provided by telco company or other company. But for connectivity, last mile connectivity is sometimes we call it low power connectivity for IoT. So there's an offering as well there. And the last offering is mostly on the platform and applications. So I believe the company that I will represent today, there are solutions around these three parts, right? So the first products that I will talk about is regarding the connectivity, right? So yesterday my partner Bapita already mentioned about one of the products that's made in Indonesia, which is a communication module, if you will, that basically allowing for the device to be connected to the internet, right? So there's a lot of technologies around there, but sometimes we call it in the umbrella is we call it low power wide area network, right? Or LPWA. So these products, I think I better go standing, right? So that the energy is there, right? So the product is we call it a Garuda module L76G. So this one is coming from Polytron. So that's one of, I think, the biggest consumer manufacturer, consumer product manufacturer, electronic consumer manufacturer in Indonesia. So I believe they represent 2% of our GDP in Indonesia, which is huge, right? So they spend some resources to develop or to design a module to allow IoT device to communicate, right? To be connected to the cloud, to the internet. So by using this module, basically you can integrate to your own IoT device, to your own IoT hardware, without you have to design by yourself, With that, you have to do, a spectrum analysis to apply some certification and testing, which is quite cumbersome, and you will spend a lot of resource, a lot of money actually for that. So you can just use this module and integrate to your own product, right? And of course, this is not new, right? I mean, back in, I believe back in 2014, when myself starting exploring LoRa, which is one of the technology around wireless connectivity. LoRa means long range, right? So when using LoRa, there are a lot of modules out there, right? So why you have to consider Garuda, right? So when you want to deploy in Indonesia, obviously you need to comply. You need to comply with the regulation in Indonesia, right? So using this module, sorry. So using this module, you will later on. I think I have a slide there. No, okay. So using this module, you will comply with the regulation of Indonesia, right? So this is the dimension and the fin out, if you will. So if you are makers, if you are hardware designer, I think this kind of specification is very, you are familiar with this. So you need to know the dimension, the pin out, what kind of fin is hardware pins broken out, and what is the functionality of each pins. So I believe you will familiar with this. And I just want to highlight there. There's a label there. It's designed in Yogyakarta, right? So this is the proof that the module is made in Indonesia. And looking at the features of this module. So again, like I said in the beginning, that this module is not a standalone products. You cannot just use it right away out of the box. So obviously you have to design a useful electronics board around it. So basically you can just integrate the module into your existing board, hardware board, or you can design from scratch. So but the most important thing is when we're talking about low power wide area network, usually we consider the power, right? Usually we consider the power consumption for that. So this module is consuming quite low power, I think. In fact, very low power. It's about 1.3 microamp, which is quite small. And the other feature is related to the features around LoRa technology, right? For example, of course, it supports LoRa modulation. It has, high sensitivity. High sensitivity meaning how well the module will receive and transmit the data, right? I mean, how good and how far probably the module can be deployed around a gateway, for example, to achieve long range connectivity. So high sensitivity is very important there, and so on. And in LoRa we have something called LoRaWAN. It's the protocol. So LoRaWAN class A and class C is basically is mandatory to be supported. But I want to highlight here that it is compatible with AS923.2, which is Indonesia band, right? So Indonesia band is 920 to 923. So the regional parameters for LoRaWAN for Indonesia band is AS 923-2. So this module already comply with that, right? And 1% of the cycle is already also supported and comply with Indonesian regulation. So that's L76G. This is the spectrum analysis in around that frequency that comply with Indonesian regulation. Okay. Next up, I want to talk about the vaccine monitoring, right? So as we know, we already vaccinated here. So to be in this expo, we have to be vaccinated, right? But do you even wonder how the vaccine get to you, right? From the manufacturer all the way to get injected to you. That's a very long process actually, and very complex, right? So one of the process involved is about how we can monitor the quality of the vaccine, all right? Especially temperature. So my company developed a product called Dietrex Asset Monitoring Platform, which is one of the products is a temperature logger that specialized in ultra cold chain, ultra cold temperature, right? So what we mean by ultra cold temperature? So when the temperature, some of vaccine requires to be stored, some of vaccines require to be stored under minus 70 degrees, right? I believe you know the vaccine, Pfizer, right? Pfizer has to be stored below 70 degrees, minus 70 degree. Some vaccine, it's quite tolerant. They can be stored in 2 up to 8 degrees Celsius. But some vaccine has to be much lower than that. So that's why we call it ultra cold temperature, UCT. So not all temperature logger that available in the market right now is compatible with that requirement, right? So most temperature monitoring device usually can measure under up to minus 40 degree. So when we're talking about minus 70 all the way to minus 90 degree, we have to design from scratch. That's why we developed this device, right? So this device is used obviously by Ministry of Health in Indonesia, and also obviously used by UNDP, United Nations Development Program, to be used to monitor the distribution of Pfizer vaccine that recently coming to Indonesia. And there's a sponsor from Gavi there. So basically this is a collaboration from a government and NGO, right? And most important, this is already deployed right now. So this is just some spec. It can measure up to minus 90 degree, all the way to 8 degree to support, for example, Sinovac vaccine. And you know, it's the connectivity is using cellular, and there's also some kind of display there to actually give the feedback, quick feedback to the officer, so that they know what kind of temperature there. So this is actually the device, right? So currently, as you can see, this is live right now, measuring the temperature of this room, because obviously I don't have the vaccine here, but if you have vaccine, you can just plug this probe, this temperature probe, to the vaccine storage, right? Okay. So it has dual probe. So it to be able to measure bigger room, a bigger storage room. Okay. So yeah, again, like I said, this is in Bahasa Indonesia. This is that's just temperature logger. What's different, right? So again, I mean, when we're talking about uh, temperature monitoring, right? That's not easy task, right? So this graph is actually used by PACSEN officer to actually checklist to get the checklist that hey today the temperature is normal, tomorrow temperature is normal. So they have to manually put some dots there to to ensure that the quality of vaccine, usually vaccine to be stored within 30 days, right? So 30 days they have to be stored before it's actually injected, right? So before the officer has to be manually put some kind of notes there. Hey, the vaccine is normal. I mean the temperature is normal, right? So by doing this kind of system, they then have to do that again. So for example, this is something we call it thermal sweeper. Thermal sweeper is it's basically a box that the temperature is maintained around minus 70 degrees. So you put the logger there, and it can be brought to with the with the car with the truck to be transported. Right? And you can put it as well on the freezer. So freezer usually minus 25 to minus 15 degrees. This is for 2 week storage. And lastly, usually you put in refrigerator. So before the vaccine actually injected, the the temperature between 2 up to 8 degree. So you can store this for about 30 days. Okay. I think there's a. Okay. So you can put the device on the refrigerator as well. And lastly is a something called UCC, right? UCC means ultra cold chain refrigerator. This is huge, actually, huge machine. So this can maintain the temperature minus 70 degrees for as long as you want, right? Because it's so this actually you can see the temperature is minus 79 there. Okay. So, but the most important thing is not only the device, right? But the device has to collect the data and transmit or send the data to the cloud, to the internet. So later on, the officer or the stakeholders around vaccine distribution can monitor the vaccine quality, temperature quality in real time, actually, using applications, right? So as you can see, you can use mobile apps, you can use web apps. Well, actually, I have here. So currently, this room is about 24. This is live actually. You can see the date here is around, the data is around 3 minutes ago, right? Okay. Okay, and it's currently already integrated with the national immunization logistics system. So in Indonesia, we have a system called SMILE, basically a platform to manage the distribution of vaccine, basically. So it's already integrated, used obviously by Ministry of Health. Okay. So this is a summary. So basically, you can use this kind of system to monitor vaccine around the cold chain of the vaccine. And obviously, it's not only for vaccine, right? When we're talking about a cold chain, a lot of other things that need to be cold, right? Be that temperature, I mean seafood and medicine and so on. All right, that's for vaccine monitoring. So next up, I want to move to another solutions around energy and utility. So this is provided by a company called El Nusa. So now I will call my friend Mas Adi from El Nusa to be able to explain more about their solution. Probably Mas Adi already joined.
Hello, can you hear
You
me?
can take over the stage.
Andri, hello, hello, hello. Can somebody hear?
Mas Adi.
Hello, 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 hello.
Okay.
Yeah, hello. It's quite lagging right now.
Yeah.
Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, Mas.
Okay, thank
The
you.
time is 15 minutes, Mas. So please take your time and
Okay,
let us know what's your solution and products. Go ahead,
I,
Mas.
I should share my own slide, right? Wait, where's my slide? Okay, so can you already see my slide, Andre? Andri, hello.
Yes, Mas. Udah kelihatan, Mas.
Thank you. Quite lagging, right?
Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for the time for me to show our solution in IoT in energy and utility industry. So I'm Adi from El Nusa. El Nusa is a oil and gas company. Not really a oil and gas company actually. We are a service company for oil and gas industry. So we provide solution from exploration, normally seismic, exploitation, drilling, something like that, and distribution. So the distribution of oil, for example, in Indonesia is partly done by our company, Anusa. So most of people maybe already know that oil and gas industry is, they say, quite slow in adopting new technology. IoT is one of the new technology, but for a service company like us, this is very important for us to explore new solutions. So our solution also mostly using wide area network solution. So mostly using LoRa and GSM. So first is Retina. We call it Retina. This is a solution for monitoring the drilling process. So while drilling, we can transmit the data with very low bandwidth, including CCTV. So the people in everywhere in the world with the application, mobile or desktop, can see what happened in the site. So normally a drilling site is very remote area, no infrastructure. So we build also the infrastructure to send the data to the satellite. Satellite is sometimes very expensive for this kind of thing. So we use IoT technology to compress the data so small as possible. So we normally use between 128 kbps to 512 kbps. to send the data. If we without CCTV, this for example in this for example for CCTV, so the data will be 512 kilobytes. That's quite small actually. But without CCTV, we only need 128 kbps. So the challenge is also to lower the cost actually, and the value is not only monitor the situation in the drilling site, but also to analyze, to integrate with the other system, and then to make alert system, to notification, give notification to the senior engineer or the manager in their own on their own handphone, or in the office, in the command center. Sometimes the client have some kind of a command center, so they can monitor all the process in the drilling. So this is already used in a lot of drilling sites. For next solution, we have a retrofit solution for residential water and gas utility matter. This solution is very important in the water and gas utility provider. They have we have a challenge from them that they want to reduce what do you call it, the deviation in the customer usage and the production cost. So this solution can help them to make a better analytic data, so they know that how much is actually the customer usage and the production. Normally in Indonesia, people will go around house by house to write and collect the data. And with this technology, we only wait in the office and look at the data real time and analyze if there's any anomaly, and then we can also give the information to the customer, so the customer can see how much is the usage, not only in the end of the month, but every time. So they can also that also can help them to reduce the usage or the cost that they will then and at end of the month will be collected from the utility company. So we can because this product is we are designed and built by ourselves in the company. So this product we can adjust the usage and the compatibility with other country also. It's easy, and then the application is also made by us in the IoT platform, in the server side, can also help to analyze for the data. So the company, the utility company, can make use of the analytical data to improve their product or improve their production capability, and then doing some profiling for the customer profiling, so they can improve the company as well. This company, this product is also use LoRaWAN technology, because this technology need very low power energy consumption. So for gas or water, where normally there's no power to the device, it's better to use a battery that can last long. For the next product is our two-phase flow meter. This is our very new product. This is a collaboration with our sister company. one of the system company have a patent for calculating from a pressure sensor in the pipe for a two-phase uh, from geothermal. Normally include inside a pipe is air and water. So before in the past it's very difficult to calculate the mass flow and the enthalpy at the right in the real time. So with this pattern, this formulation, we can calculate in real time in the embedded device, on the side, on the well side. So the engineer or the production engineer can see what happened to the well, so they can do adjustment if needed. For example, if the pressure is dropped or the mass flow is dropped, because that will affect the production. The enthalpy changing abruptly or anomaly happen, so they can do a fast what do you call effect, or what do you call it, adjustment to the well itself. So this is quite new, this product. We can use LoRa for the communication. You can use LoRa 3G or 4G. This is very easy to change because we have the embedded device, but what we are make here is very easy to change the communication module. So there's also application dashboard, of course, the security, of course. There's also the alert system for if there's any anomaly, so not so you don't have to look at the application or the device every time. So that will help, of course. So this is the last solution. We were challenged in the internal company, internal need, internal use, how to monitor the formation of the ships. So in oil and gas, we always have to do job in the seismic, in the marine seismic. So in the marine seismic, this is very important to monitor the ship and the boat. So I can call it a boat, small boat around the main ship. The main ship will do the seismic work, and the boat surrounding the main ship will make some kind of formation, and then make sure the process done safely, no interruption from everywhere. So this is very important for the main ship, and the management on the office can see that all the work done well. So normally in the past, the solution was using an ice. Ice is normally for tracking ship in the sea, but for small boat, normally that's too expensive, and the usage for satellite is also needed. So the main ship can see the tracking real time, and we are challenged to give a solution for better price, so cheaper price. So for this solution, we also use IoT technology, LoRaWAN, so we can track the ship, the small boat surrounding the main ship, and the main ship can see what happened to the surrounding boat, and give alarm, get alarm if the boat is outside the predefined area or fence. We have a solution geofencing, solution for geofencing also. Then with the solution, the customer is very satisfied, and the cost is become very low. because the usage of the ice is normally very expensive, the hardware and normally the hardware and the data itself to get the data from the provider is also costly, and the usage of the satellite is quite high. Also, with this solution, we can get the cost very low. Thank you, Mas Andriadi. I think that's all from me. I
All right.
hope it's.
Thank you, Pak Adi.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hope you your solution can be more implemented in the future.
Thank you.
So next up, we will move to Mbak Aisyah.
Yes,
Aisyah from Nokala.
pagi.
So the stage is yours. 15 minutes, Mbak. Try to
Okay,
use it as much as possible. Thank you. Go
okay,
ahead.
okay. Am I audible, ladies and gentlemen? It display. All right. Okay.
Yeah, the slides.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to have opportunity to address such as distinguished audience. Okay. Well, my name is Sari, and I am business development from from Nokala Iot Solution. Nokala is Indonesian Iot developers. Okay. I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about digitalized industry and also IoT for industry. And for your information, Nokala is mostly in enterprise, such as industrial, power plant, and oil and gas. Okay, in digitalized industry, we have a CMS ID. It's a real-time monitoring platform for emission gas, which we call CEMS ID. And actually, CEMS ID itself is continuous emission monitoring system. Okay, following by regulation, Indonesian Ministry Environment and Forestry, there are 10 industrial sectors are required to report digitally their gas emission result to the ministry itself. So that's why for all power plant in Indonesia must comply and participate in maintaining their gas emission itself. And Nokola has handled 8 power plant in Indonesia, private or public power plant in Indonesia, especially in Java and also in Sumatra. Okay. They are ready to integrate with Sister KLHK, I mean the server of ministry itself. And this is our service. CMS ID have a service including first new installation and normalization at CMS. I mean the gas analyzer itself. We can new installation of brand or type the gas analyzer itself, and also repair or replace their gas analyzer itself. And the second is online platform monitoring and also integration. And the third is maintenance and support. Okay. And this is our project documentation in integration. First, we have to install the physical server and also checking up the parameter values from the gas analyzer itself on the site. And this is our project documentation from installation and normalization. We have to pulling and cabling, fiber optics, and also setting up the setting and configuration the PLC itself. And this is the last stage of the process of integration. Nokola invite the representative of Ministry Environment and Forestry to verification and also to connectivication test to prove that all data from the gas analyzer itself has been successfully sent to the Ministry server. And this is our feature, many feature we can propose with this solution. Many features, yeah. And this is the value added. We have CMS log sheet. It is for preventive and predictive maintenance, so it make the operator in the sheet is very easy to observe and monitoring their equipment and machinery. So it is very seamless integration. with CEMS ID. And this is overview solution of CEMS ID. In the side, there are gas analyzer existing where to connect our solution, proper solution. There are two partitions, is data acquisition system and data interfacing system. And to partition itself is actually a physical server where get the parameter from analyzer and values and send this data to the server ministry itself. The name is KLATA server. Okay. And this is the topology of data acquisition system. In the data acquisition system, there are data logger and also data historian who takes the value and parameter from the gas analyzer itself by PLC, bridging by PLC. And we know that the gas analyzer have many brand and type, and they have a interface communication such as 420 ms signal, Modbus serial, TCP, IP. And this is another option for integration. We depend by the condition in existing, so we can get the data from DCS existing. I mean the data distributed control system. By PLC, we only switching and connect to our data acquisition system. And this is the detail of partition, data acquisition, and data interfacing detail module. So there is many module in here. There are two partition, data acquisition, and interfacing system. For the notification, we can inform by email, Telegram, or WhatsApp. And this is the interface for real-time monitoring platform. This is the interface, so many parameters in it, real-time dashboard, web apps. And this is the interface of mobile apps. We also provide, so it is very available, possible to multi-OS. Checking the parameter, checking the value, okay. For IoT industry, we have Smart Iot Box by Flux. It's a platform for monitoring, remote device, control, and also data acquisition. And this is topology of interface communication by Flux. So it is very common. We provide from sensor nodes and also gateway by LoRa gateway, and also we provide the smart cloud itself. And this is network and server topology. We propose the solution is depend and also back to depends by the custom case in the field. So it's very customizable case. We provide for monitoring web apps and also mobile apps. So our experience in IoT, Flux especially, we have handled client industry in Indonesia and also in Thailand. We have to monitoring blower using sensors such as pressure transmitter, thermocouple, current transmitter, and also one unit network devices. In Indonesia, we have monitoring water company in Indonesia, especially in district region Indonesia, for monitoring water level using PHTDS sensor and also one unit network device, namely Smart Connect. So that's all my presentation. Hopefully we have an opportunity to collaborate with us. So thank you very much for your attention. Okay, Pak Yadi. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mbak Isha. Good timing. So thanks, Pak Adi and Mbak Isha from Indonesia joining us live. So there you have it. So let me close my presentation. Sorry. So to close my presentation, so just now we have Mas Adi from Elusa and Mbak Isa from Nukola. So to close up, so today we just shared with you some IoT products, real world products, as you can see from the photos, from the implementation there, from the portfolio, is already there. So IoT is real, IoT is solving problem, and IoT from Indonesia, made in Indonesia, is also very very real. So we hope by this, showcasing, by the sharing, we can join together, collaborate to implement the solution to more wider audience, to more countries, not only in Indonesia. So just now we have LoRa module from Garuda module from Polytron. We have vaccine cold chain monitoring from Dietrex. We have many products around energy and utility from Aldusa, and also from Nokola. So that's from me. I think next step by Bavita will explain more about another solution. But I just want to close up that we want to collaborate with you as Indonesia IoT Association. We want to collaborate, keep in touch, and please make sure to scan this barcode in order to get more detail about today's presentation. Go to you, Mbak Vita.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, my name is Vita, and I want to maybe stand up. Before my presentation, maybe you can scan that. Pak Andri ya, udah. Okay. Today I want to talk about it is actually the example of smart city solution that we already doing in Indonesia. This time is provided by Myota, one of Indonesian company. It's called Advanced Metering Infrastructure, or AMI, Integrated Solution for Utilities Distribution Company. Before we go to the next slide, I want to describe a little bit more about the Indonesian IoT Association. So actually we are starting from a community. All people coming from multi different background who love IoT and want to develop IoT in Indonesia. So actually this community is starting from like 6 or 7 years ago, and it starts from coming from people from industry, technology owner, technology provider, system integrator, operators, and also from regulatory also, and media community, education sector like researchers and lecturers. So we're together. We are becoming a big community, and we are become like a partner with the government of Indonesia to starting how to make IoT in Indonesia is becoming a very good business and implemented very well, because different from the other country, maybe a developed country that IoT is, or mature country that where the IoT is already established since 10 years ago or 12 years ago. In Indonesia, is people still confusing what is an IoT. So we starting from bring the education, give understanding how IoT is part of their daily life. So this is one of the example how IoT is already become of our daily life. Next page, please. So actually this Myota is almost similar with like Nokola and El Nusa. They bring the solution for enterprise business. So Myota is a billing system of major electricity, water, gas distribution company. They have a postpaid system for customer pay the bill after the consume energy, water and gas. So they mix that three, energy, water and gas, to becoming one solution. So they're doing this actually starting from like remote area, like in the plantation, people there needs the solution like that. because and they also provide the infrastructure, the internet connection, because the remote area cellular operator haven't go there yet. So they provide the solution and also the total solution from the infrastructure until the end-to-end solution. And the second is analog and digital meter installed in all customers' property. Company sends officer for meter reading, manual or using OCR apps, and that data will be captured and sent to the company data center. Based on the consumption data, company will provide the bills and customer pay the bill through a fileable channel. But it's not doing well because there's some company pains like billing issue, collection process, operation activity. This is actually happen in one of our own state company, PLN, right? For the energy, when the people doing like postpaid, they should send people to read the meter reading in every houses one by one, and sometimes there is the issue like billing issue, like the officer who send the meter reading maybe put the wrong data, or the customer didn't want to pay it because it feels like the bills is higher than the last month. So it's become like issue sometimes. Next page, please. So the billing pains, human error, I already mentioned, billing error, field problem, like if the rainy day, topography, geography, manpower, sometimes inefficient, and also the customer privacy, because the manpower should be entering their customer house. There's some privacy issue. And from operational pains, of course, it's costly. So outage management and electricity, water, gas, loss, and customer dispute solution will be hard to handle. And from the collection pains, after their billing, not all the customers pay on time, manual payment system cost, and one customer data each month. There is no continuous database, so it's all still manually. So they need to make it digitalized. And customer dispute solution. Next page. And this is what this Myota solution give two benefit. First benefit is for corporate and also for the customer. For the customer, they will get the metering accuracy, data transparency, usage management, energy monitoring system, and convenience payment method. And for the corporates, there is a lot benefit like metering accuracy, demand side management, operation cost decreasing, and possibility to implement dynamic pricing. Also, there is responsive customer service, so they can do better service to the customer, and revenue certainty. They can manage and they can do more pricely or more sharply forecast. No collection cost, so it's like saving, and no bad debt because the bill is clear. All both parties, the customer and the company, agreed and also feel okay with that bills, and no physical human interaction, so that no privacy issue and no unnecessary cost for maybe for manpower or the others. Next page, please. So this is the typical of ME topology. This is the MDM, all the data, online meter data warehouse, system unification, collection, metadata, synchronize, validation, estimation, and editing, data uploaded to the downstream system. And this is the additional business application. They have billing determinants, MDM outage management, asset and work management, distribution management, and load profiling. So This is connect, and also there is a third-party solution for home area network. It can be a in-home display, programmable communicating thermostat, and heating, ventilation, air conditioning, HVAC control, and lighting control. So they also can provide a smart house solution there. So not only for metering, but also a total solution with the smart house also. And this is the AMI system. This is the downstream system. We can discuss this later because it's too technical. And they can have like, there is a, for smart house, they can use the Zigbee or Wi-Fi. It's end-to-end solution for the customer is very satisfaction. Next page, please. This is what happened about the AMI initiative. There is in UK, China, European, India, Australia, and New Zealand, and we're developing in Indonesia now. Next. There is connectivity used by the countries. Can we see? This is our benchmarking from IOTA, sourced from World Bank, about the field area network, what the connectivity they use, and in the backhaul network, what kind of network they will using. In Indonesia, let's see, next page. This is one of IOTA, one of the location of our customer. In Indonesia, in South Sumatra, actually here, in Palembang area, Munyi Banyu Asin. IOTA manage 50% of total customer there. In the area is quite large, and population is 629,000, with the electricity customer almost 100,000. Okay, next. This is the case in Banyu Asin. Before the implementation, there is bad debt price up to 50%. So this is not good for the business, of course. And the record bad debt is until 56 months. Very bad business actually. And 30% electricity loss, and also there is a illegal connection. High collectability cost, only 50% collects. So there is like lack of manpower also, and incurring unnecessary costs, uncountability penalty charge due to low income. So people cannot pay it because they in the low income average. And after the implementation, there is a zero bad debt and 60% electricity loss. So it's decline from 50% to 16. So it's very good actually for business. And no collection loss, and no other costs, no other extra costs, and advanced activity dashboard. Also, they have a effective operation and organization, and also they can improve it to the smart solution for the smart home solution. Next page. There is a video. Can you play it? I have two video actually today. The first video is about this solution, and another video is coming from presentation where we are talking about smart water meter. So this is the video from IOTA in Banyu Asin. Please check it out. This is for electricity, smart electricity.
Halo, selamat pagi. Dengan PDAM, ada yang bisa saya bantu?
Iya mas. Nah, ini kok airnya mati lagi sih?
Oke. Apakah Bapak sudah mengecek meterannya, Pak?
Udah saya cek. Tapi yang nggak muter, kenapa ya?
Baik, kalau begitu mungkin ada kebocoran pipa. Mohon maaf, Bapak ada di daerah mana ya?
Ini di Bogor Kota.
Baiklah, keluhan Bapak sudah kami terima, akan segera kami proses. Terima kasih, Pak.
Buruan lah mas.
Baik, Pak.
This is the pain issue. So there's so many customer complain, and let us together see together how they try to fix it. This is in Bogor area, is part of the West Java in Indonesia.
Nyari pipa bocor nggak ketemu-ketemu. Udah kayak nyari jodoh aja. Udah bukan zamannya kali ngecek pipa bocor secara manual. Sekarang ada cara yang lebih praktis. Iot Logger membantu kamu mengecek kondisi pipa hanya dari perangkat kamu. Lebih hemat tenaga dan tentunya hemat biaya. Nggak perlu lagi tuh muter-muter sampai 7 keliling. Karena kamu bisa memantau setiap lokasi dari jauh tanpa bikin kepala pening. Iot Logger akan memberikan informasi tekanan air secara real time, sehingga kamu bisa mengantisipasi dan mengambil tindakan sebelum terjadinya kebocoran. Jika ada masalah pada pipa, Iot Logger juga akan memberikan peringatan dan mengirimkan notifikasi langsung ke HP kamu. Nggak ada lagi tuh keluhan pelanggan yang bikin kamu tertekan. Dengan Iot Logger, pekerjaan jadi lebih mudah. Pantau saja, biar Iot yang bekerja.
Okay, that's from me. Thank you. Back to the MC. Maybe there's a question.
Well, thank you. That's a very good presentation and great presentation. It crystal clear now in our mind about the things that we are talking about: Indonesia Internet of Things ecosystem, potential market, and smart Internet of Things solutions. But if you have any question from the floor, please just raise up your hand. No question? Okay. But let me check. I've got a question here from people who are listening to us, watching to us. And the first question is, which level of Internet of Things implementation in Indonesia today? Who is going to be to answer the question? Okay. Ibu Vita?
Yeah. For in Indonesia, for now is we cannot say that there is still early stage, but
Yep.
We also cannot say that it's already mature stage. So we are still in the developing stage, but some part of industry is already mature. The example is in the manufacturing industry, because the factory is importing the machine embedded with the IoT solution. So there's already mature solution. But for another solution in another industry, there's a lot of room for growth, like in the farming, like yesterday, and also that this utilities area.
It seems that we are still in the process,
Yes.
in the process and the progress,
In the progress.
into higher level.
Yes.
Okay, next question is, I've got two more questions actually. Which industries have a large IoT market share in Indonesia? Who
Maybe
want to say
that's
that?
in my presentation yesterday, right? Yeah.
Okay.
For now is in the, of course, the manufacture, and the other is in the telecommunication industry. Growth fast now in the healthcare because of the pandemic COVID-19, and education, of course, and also there is related to the smart city. There's a transportation and logistics sector, and the last one is related to the wearable device, and the solution is smart home, building, and residential.
Okay. Well, before we continue to, I've got one more question actually. Before continue to the last question, do anybody have a question here? Okay, good. Okay. Somebody raise up their hand. Okay, give the microphone, please. Okay, we are still live from Dubai.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Vita. I just have one question. Since Indonesia is one of the big archipelago countries in Southeast Asia and also has many natural disasters, I think, right? Like tsunami, something like that. Can IoT technology can predict or can give the sensor before the natural disaster happens? Like several weeks ago, like explosion of Semeru, so you can avoid many victims happen. Okay, can you explain about that? Is it possible to implement the IoT technology there or not?
Thank you. Actually, it's very thank you. Thank you for the question. Actually, it's very possible to implement the IoT solution at that area, but there's some issue now. It's like the government policy related to that issue. That's the first thing, and the second thing. Sometimes we have to educate the people around there to maintain that that hardware, that sensor. Yeah, because sometimes they didn't know that the sensor is important. They just vandalism, like they just put it and put at their house. Like, oh, this is cute, so I want to take it. Nah, that's happened actually, like several years ago lah. So if we want to do to implement IoT in that area to like disaster management protection, actually we have to homework. First is the related to the government policy about that, and the second homework is how to educate our community to protect that that solution, not to vandalism that. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, one more question, please. Okay, would you like to take the microphone, please?
For the
All right,
first
okay.
element that you said, it is need close coordination with the government, right? So have your community or organization has started the communication with the governments?
Yes, actually since last year, we already start communication. No, since 2 years ago, but postponed because of the pandemic.
Okay, it's still running, right? And also there is still
yeah,
the
we
progress.
hope next year will be continue because it's postponed like 1 year because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
All the resources going to the COVID-19.
Yeah, because
stuff.
it's a real concern that Indonesia during this year many happen, right? Like
Yeah.
natural disaster. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Well, this is a very last question for the speakers. Is the business environment supporting enough for IoT-based solution?
Okay, the business environment in Indonesia for IoT now is good for the investor if want to jump in. Why? Because the policy from the regulation, it's now is very what can I say? It's they eager to support the business growth in Indonesia as well. So they have a good policy, natural policy that give us a quite big room to grow up. So it is our homework from the industry side how to can use this opportunity to raise or to penetrate the market.
Okay, it means that we've got still lots of homework for us to do
Yeah,
to the
it's
things
for ourselves actually. Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's great having you here because we are still in Indonesian IoT ecosystem, potential market, and smart IoT solutions. And we've been a very great speaker, 4 speakers, 2 live from Dubai and 2 online today. And actually, as you mentioned before, that we still have some homework. and also educating people. So make the Indonesia IoT ecosystem potential market and smart IoT solutions will be safe, and also will be something like that people can do it and make them their life easily.
Yeah, make like a daily life.
Daily life easily,
part of
right?
daily life.
Because of technology. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today when we are talking about Indonesia Internet of Things ecosystem, potential market, and smart Internet of Things solutions. Live from Expo 2020 in Dubai. Don't forget to join us for another discussion this lovely afternoon. We are talking about mobile broadband cooperation between private sectors and government, BTS in rural areas, presenting head of the ICT Business Development 1 at 1:30. Once again at 1:30 Dubai time. I'm Paul Suad. Thank you very much. And big applause for the great speaker today. See you next time.